lovely people, and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're all well. So I wanted to just say thank you to all those of you who have subscribed to my channel in the last 5 minutes. I mean last 2 weeks. Now on 2,301, the all-important one, subscribers. So thank you for following my journey. That's fantastic. Also, just a quick update on where everybody's from. So 42%, nearly 43% are from the United Kingdom. We've nearly got every county covered in England. We've got several people following from Scotland and several people from Ireland and a couple of new followers from Wales. I should have said Northern Ireland because, of course, Ireland is listed separately. But yeah, that's fantastic. And I'm really enjoying reading through different parts of Europe where people are following. So new follower from Switzerland, a new follower from Ohio and other American states. So welcome to all of you. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do consider subscribing, as when I get to 3,000, I will be having a giveaway of one of my macrame hangers, and I believe that's said in other parts of the world as macrame. Please tell me if I've got that wrong. We say macrame. So macrame hangers like those in the window. You see all my plants hanging down there? So that's macrame hangers that I've made. It's a few different designs that I do. I do the twist and I also do the box pattern. So I will be sending one of those out to someone who's lucky. I did a giveaway and we got to 2,000. So the winners of the first giveaway were Andrea, who's in the United States of America, and Barbara, who's in Ireland, which makes me think I've not heard anything from Barbara for quite some time. She's usually really active on comments, talking about her and her sons and what they've been up to in the house and garden. So Barbara, are you okay? I hope everything's all right. Barbara's got 3 sons and yeah, she's a regular commenter and suggests with ideas and all things positive, all of her positivity. She's really lovely with the posts that she makes, which actually I'm so lucky. You are all so lovely to me and so encouraging and supportive. I very much appreciate it. Sometimes I'm sitting and I think I don't really feel like doing much and I'm like, I'm going to do something because I'm going to do another video. So you can see that some of this was videoed yesterday when I got home from work. You can see that I've got quite a smart dress on. That's because I was in court all day. I was there to observe the proceedings. So really fascinating day, really interesting. It's funny because I have in the past thought that I'd be very interested to train as a magistrate. And I've looked at it a couple of times online. I think that would be something that I'd very much enjoy. But I'm guessing you'll all tell me that now is not the time to train up in another area. I'm sure some of you are laughing. Makes me think about today. So a number of you wrote comments. I will read some of your comments about my dilemma with my second job. So if you don't know anything about that and you're new to the channel, please do watch back a few of my videos so you'll get to feel a little bit about the story and what's going on. But yeah, my second job, I did message my line manager today. I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a bit. So I just wanted to tidy up the lounge just to kind of maintain it, and you can see me watering my plants. I know some of you will ask me about the cardboard box next to the sofa. My daughter got a box and has turned it into a mini sofa. So she's got, it's a cardboard box. She's put her guide blanket on the back. She's got one of the cushions from the chair as a padded seat. And at the moment, that is moving around the lounge floor. And that is where she goes to sit. So I might be able to encourage her in the future with maybe getting like a beanbag to sit on. That might be slightly better. But at the moment, she's pleased with herself, how she's made that and constructed that. And I must admit, she's done a good job. I know some of you will be smiling about this, but I kind of think to myself she's not going to be wanting to make a chair like that, her own little sofa seat, when she's 15. So I think that's nice. And in the middle of the rug, she's making a solar system out of felt. So it's been left there because she's working on it on the following day. We haven't got much time, and it reminds me a little bit of the Michael McIntyre Roman Day sketch, which I've mentioned before, which I find hilariously funny. Basically, as parents, you know, when your child says, oh, like tomorrow it's Roman Day, and or 2 minutes before you leave the door, oh, it's Roman Day, and you've got to kind of conjure up something. So yeah, she's making a solar system out of felt in 2 weeks. I bought a couple of dresses, and I was then just trying them on to see what they were like. I'm not quite sure of the green dress. I think it's a little bit too long. But my husband said it's nice, and my daughter said it's nice, so we'll see. So I just wanted to tidy up a few things on the sofa because quite a few of the things were left from my birthday at the end of May. And given that it's nearly a month ago since my birthday, I felt like I really just needed to put some of those things away. Little Cabbage Patch figures and 2 Cindy dolls. I sometimes bring out 80s toys when it's my birthday because I like to reminisce. Okay, so while you just watch this, it's nearly to the end of this. I'm going to do a bit in the kitchen. So the kitchen was a state when I started because my husband made pizzas, including making all the pizza dough from scratch. The pizzas were delicious, but neither of us did the washing up on Sunday. So I don't think it's fair for him to do the washing up after he's done all the meals. So I needed to, and there was other things that I needed to do. So I decided to do that on Monday. So there's lots of things everywhere, and it's very, very late. My husband was at a leaving do, and so I just worked for most of the evening, and then I started doing some work in the kitchen. So while I leave you watching that, I'm going to bring up a couple of your comments. So the first comment, Bernadette. I've not replied to this yet, I don't think. But Bernadette's smart. Thank you for commenting. Bernadette, I don't think I've had a comment from you before, so thank you for that. And Bernadette's from Bedfordshire, which if you haven't been to Bedfordshire, I recommend it. There's some lovely places in Bedfordshire. So she says, hi Emma, I think you're a lovely lady, but I actually feel worried about you. You have 2 jobs, your own business, and don't let's forget YouTube, which is also another job. You have guides and run around for your daughter's activities. You're a mum, a wife, and seem to do the lion's share of the house and garden. Nobody could do all of this successfully. Please don't forget about time for yourself. There are not many people who could do this amount of work and stay well. Is there any way you could get some help? Love from Bedfordshire. And then Brooke said agreed. Thank you, Bernadette, for your kind and caring comment. I do quite a lot, and I'm not quite sure how to reply because what you've documented is all factual. In terms of time for myself, well, I do spend time in the garden and I grow all my seeds in the greenhouse. If you haven't already followed my gardening channel, then please do. I post more information there about my garden. So yeah, I am busy. This YouTube channel that I find as a hobby because of the interaction with all of you, and I just find it fun. So, and I love seeing where you all are in England, United Kingdom, Europe, and the wider world, New Zealand, Australia. Haven't yet got any followers from China, but let's hope. Actually, I don't know whether China are allowed to watch YouTube, are they? I think it might be banned. So I do hear what you're saying, but please don't be worried. In terms of getting help, well, there's not really anyone who's going to help. My husband does do certain jobs, so he empties all the bins. He does a lot of the food. He always does breakfast for me every single morning. He does things like, for instance, today there were no pita breads for me to take lunch. So he, just before I left this morning, he rushed down to the shop and got me pita breads and made all my lunch for me. And he made lunch yesterday, and made a packed lunch. And he does a lot, like tonight he's done dinner. He did dinner last night as well. So he does do quite a lot like that. He cuts all the hedges. His job is to fix anything that's broken in the house or garden. Yeah, so there is quite a lot that he does. He's very busy with things as well. In terms of anyone else to help, well, I'm not sure who else there would be to help. My daughter is starting to do a bit more, but as many of you know, I do think the most important thing for her is her schoolwork and her hobbies, and then just taking responsibility for little things, like, for instance, clearing up after herself, putting things away, that sort of thing. Next comment. Cook Mum, which is Andrea. Emma, as far as sentimental heirloom items, the best advice I've received is just take a picture of those items that you don't want anymore with sentimental meaning, so you always have a picture of it. I think that's a great idea, Andrea. What I worry about is if I take a photograph of something and then later look at the photograph and regret giving it away. Andrea goes on to say, honestly, I've been doing this and it helps with my brain and my heart. Last night I came across 2 VHS tapes that my dad taped of cartoons and the Muppet Show. I kept them all these years because of the wonderful childhood memories and his handwriting on the label. I felt sad but happy to hold it again. Knowing that I have a picture made my heart feel much better. It's so hard to let go of things, but things won't bring my daddy back. But I don't need the tapes to honour my pops. Oh, I feel for you, Andrea. That's made me feel really sad. I really feel for you. And that must have been lovely, just holding that and looking at the writing. But you're right. Something like that, you can just let go. I completely understand what you're saying. We've got some like goblets in the cupboard. You know, the cupboard where I showed yesterday and all the cards fell out on me. And they were left in my husband's grandmother's will, specifically mentioned for him to have them. And we've never used them. They've never come out of the cupboard. And I have said to him, like, how would you feel about getting rid of them? But because that was the thing that was itemised for him, he can't get rid of them. He doesn't want to get rid of them, which I can understand. I really can. It's so hard. It really is. Sally Cinnamon. New subscriber here. Ilaria from Super Hot Italy. 35 degrees at 6:30 right now. Too hot to tidy. I hate Italian summers. Sally, I'm on my way to Italy in just a few weeks. So I'm looking forward to that. I have checked our accommodation does have air conditioning. I do understand what you're saying. Like when you go to America, like last year we were in Florida, although it's scorching hot, everywhere is air conditioned, whereas lots of places in Italy are not air conditioned. Then we've got, it doesn't say, Sue from Coventry. And her name hasn't come up, but that says user RR1BM. But she's put Sue from Coventry. Hello, Sue. I know Coventry quite well as well. I used to visit it when I used to go to Birmingham. And my granddad spent some time in Coventry. So just started watching your vlogs, gone back a year, and I'm all caught up now. Oh, thank you so much for watching back. I bet you see that lots sort of have changed with my videos. Now, you do work hard. Life can be hard, but you're doing great. At first, I thought, no, I just can't watch this. It's too much work going on. It's stressful. But slowly it has made me think, you know, what this woman is winning at things, and she's getting tidier. You are winning, and you've made me do more sorting too. Cheers, Sue from Coventry. Lots of hands clapping. Thank you so much, Sue. That's a lovely post. And I love the fact that people are rooting for me and I'm encouraging other people to do more in their house. So thank you. Michelle Agrin, is that said like that? Hello, Michelle, a newbie from Canada. And we've got Elisa from Norway. That's our first follower from Norway. Hello, Elisa. Thank you for being here. Zoe Brindle. Hiya, decluttering a few items from each room sounds a great way forward. Maybe knock the second job on its head. Like you say, you've enjoyed it, but it's important not to take on so much that you become unwell. Don't forget to give yourself time and space. We can so easily neglect ourselves. I hope this helps. Thanks, Emma. Oh, and thank you. I had a lovely birthday. We had a day in Lytham and lunch with my parents. That sounds lovely. And I'll have a look where Lytham is, because that's not somewhere that I've ever heard of. So I'll have a little look on images online. Lizzie from Wales says, oh, Emma, use your holiday to relax, unwind and find a bit of time to give your situation a good think. No one can carry on under the pressure you have on you. And for sure, I guarantee in the end, eventually you will crack. Oh dear. And all you are doing to better your lives will have been in vain. The whole family must be on board or it won't work. You simply have too much belongings and not enough space to keep them tidily put away. Hence, you clear up the mess again. Yeah, you're right, Lizzie. I need to get rid of 20 things per room, don't I? Love you, Emma. Such a hard worker and a kind person. I love, Lizzie, I love your comments. You're so thoughtful and kind. And you are right. And a few people have said to me about giving me advice about the second job situation. I don't really have many people, family members, who I can go to for advice. Some people I just don't talk about work. Some people, when I start talking about work, you can just see they're not remotely interested. Some people don't agree with me working. So I don't really have many people to ask for advice. And the funny thing was, I said to my daughter last night as she was cleaning her teeth, look, you're getting a little bit older now, and Mummy will need to ask you advice for things. And we were talking about this together. And she was saying, well, do you enjoy it, Mummy? Which job do you prefer? Do you find it difficult doing both jobs? Do you need the money? All the questions that you've been asking. So that was, she's a good girl. She was really asking good questions. And I think it's interesting. I did touch on it a minute ago and said that I would come back to it. So I did email my line manager today and say I was a bit shocked by the expression of interest form because it's 6 pages and feels like I'm having to apply for the job again. And like I mentioned the other day, I am way overqualified for the job in terms of my experience and my qualifications. But I put in the email, I've loved the work and it's been a fun year. And could I just clarify what would happen to all my learners if I didn't complete the form? Well, my manager doesn't always reply quickly, should we say. Sometimes I don't get a reply at all on certain things. But she replied back really quickly saying, oh, Emma, I need you to apply. Please fill the form in. And I also put in the email about how I didn't have all my certificates and I don't have my statement from when I applied for the job about 18 months ago. She sent it all to me to save me time. And she said, please apply for it. She said, if I don't apply for it, I won't get redundancy, but I'm not interested in redundancy. I'm interested in making the right decision. A few of you said to me, this might be a message to say, look, don't apply, don't go ahead with it, because I've got to do so much in a week. And a few of you said, listen to this message. Maybe God is sending you a message to say, actually, just say, you're ready to finish. My husband wants me to finish, but there's a few things that I'm feeling like I'm just going to ride with it. I am just going to fill the form in. And then if it doesn't turn out right, then I can stop later, can't I? I've got so many things that I want to tell you about from my day to day and also the comments. I'm just not going to have time to run through everything. But Erin Craig has commented on the post to say she's from Brockville, Ontario, Canada. Now we've got 2 or 3 new Canadian followers. So big welcome here. Thank you for commenting. Brooke says, hoping you're resting or enjoying the great outdoors today. I just uploaded a video of our upstairs just for you, Emma. So that's Brooke Howell. If you look up the comment, you'll be able to see. So Brooke has posted a picture of her house where she lives on this farm, which the farm looks like truly amazing. That looks like paradise on earth. Beautiful like fields and yeah, it just looks really lovely. A couple of videos that she's posted. And also some of her pets. Well, are they pets? Well, not really pets, are they? Like chickens and goats. The goats are pets. But it's so nice to see how other people live and like how other people's houses are. Because it's so very, very different. And there's this lovely, like quilted, like picture on the wall. And when I commented about it, because it's really, you can see someone's very talented who's made it. Brooke said it was her mum. So I was very impressed with that. Right, next comments. Love the plan to get rid of items you don't love, need or want, but I would not take the time to sell anything unless it's a bigger ticket item. Selling items takes time and effort. Yeah, you are right, but that was a good way for my daughter to get rid of loads of things. That was a good way for me to encourage her to get rid of loads of her toys and clothes and things. So that was part of the reason. Nellie Brown, I think you're new, aren't you, Nellie? I've not seen you comment before. And she's from Paisley, Scotland. So Scotland is an area that I don't know very well at all. I visited once and flew from Norwich to Edinburgh for a meeting and then back, and I was so sad that I didn't actually get to see any of Edinburgh. I just literally spent a day in a meeting and flew back. And then another time I was right up near the border, and we literally drove over the border to say that I'd been to Scotland. But I would love to visit Scotland much more. Laura said, a 1406, so this is on my last video, 2 videos back, can you remove that kitchen door and store it under your sofa? It would really open up the room. Yeah, I hear what you say, but actually, because a lot of you have open plan houses, we do like our doors. Our doors are fire doors, which we originally had to have fitted in order to have our loft converted. The rules are quite strict. So we had to have our doors taken off, which were traditional to the house. And we had the copy doors, which are exactly the same, but solid oak, that came from Ireland. So I don't want to take them off anytime soon. We use them for a number of different things. A, for fire regulations, but B, if we're cooking fish in the kitchen, I can shut the door and not smell the fish. My husband sometimes is cooking and listening to football. I can shut the door, and because there's a fireproof door, there's a complete seal, the sound is completely blocked out. But I do know what you're saying in terms of opening up the room. So you can see in my video that I've managed to do loads of washing up and catch up. This was after a day at work. Had a long day today. I dropped my daughter off at school and then went out to a place called Thetford, which is about 30 miles sort of north of Norwich. No, south of Norwich. I'm not great at geography unless I've got a map to hand. And then I was out and about for all of the day. Then I did school run and then came home. And my daughter popped to Grandma's to do that. She's making like a little figure with Grandma, who's my mum. And my mum's like really good with craft and making things. And my daughter absolutely loves that. So she spent the time there. She spent about an hour there. And then she came home and she had her flute lesson. She watched a little bit of telly and we all had dinner together up the table. And then she practiced viola because her viola exam is on Friday, so please send her best wishes. I don't ever say good luck to her because she doesn't need luck. She's worked really, really hard, but yeah, please send your best wishes to her. So I hope you've enjoyed watching my video. As I said, I've got so much more to tell you and so many more comments to go through, but that's reached the end of my videos, and I've not even talked to you about my challenge. Oh my goodness, and my steps that I forgot to put my watch on today. Couldn't believe it. I was so annoyed with myself. But I have said no to a box of chocolates. Anyway, I hope you're all well and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!